where the refills are always free. Cafe Victoria with Bruce Williams on CFAX 1070.
Welcome back to Cafe Victoria. Bruce Williams is off this week and next week. Joe Perkins from CTV News at 5 filling in. Every 2 weeks, I'm told by my guests in studio that this is the Vancouver Island green scene on Cafe Victoria.
It is indeed, and we're delighted to be here. We're just finding creative ways to get word out about all the fun and creative green ways you can live life.
That is Frances Littman, a photographer, a community connector, and joining her, Renee Sala. Am I saying that right?
That's right,
And
yeah.
Renee is with the Craft Victoria School of Art. And on the phone, we have, I hope we have, Louise Ryan with the Township of Arts Council. Louise, are you there?
Hello, everyone.
All right, we have all three people.
Woo, magic.
We are good to go. So the theme today is decorations. Not just for your home, they can be for your office, for your car, for your yard, whatever you want. Decorations and Christmas decorations with an emphasis on staying green. I talked to you, Frances, this morning about what we were going to be talking about today, and I said I was at a friend's house this week and looking at the tree, and the tree was very shiny. It was beautiful, but it wasn't the type of tree that I grew up with. And I'm talking about the ornaments made out of popsicle sticks that look like a snowflake, popcorn on a fishing line wrapped around the tree. Your old classic, handmade, really, Christmas tree. Now you have ornaments that are all the same color, the same size. Everything has to match. You know, it's perfect. Are you seeing more of this, that trees, you know, don't have that sort of that human touch to them like they used to?
Well, we've got to get back to the human touch, and that's really what it comes down to. And by doing so, we're nicer to the planet, right?
Yeah.
And if you look around at the Festival of Trees that are happening right now, the most interesting and creative trees are the ones that people took some time and effort to make different, not just go out and buy a decoration that's going to be shipped halfway across the ocean from China and, you know, end up in a landfill at some point. So Renee here has some great
crafty
ideas.
lady.
Do you
Yeah.
agree that the best trees, the best decorated trees are the ones that have, you know, the little bit of a human touch to them?
Definitely. I mean, every year at Christmas, I get myself the little Charlie Brown tree, and all of my decorations are handmade, and they have been since I was a child. My mom still has things that I made when I was 6 years old.
That's what I'm talking
about. And she
about.
puts them on the tree every year, and it looks beautiful, and it's so personal, and they have memories attached, and so it's something that you won't throw into a landfill. You're going to keep it forever because you've made it yourself, or the kids have made it, and then you have a creative experience together. And that creates a memory in itself.
I think that's the emphasis, the creative experience together.
You agree, Louise?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We had a great crafting party this year, and even though we used some very natural materials, there certainly was no compromise on the quality and enjoyment involved in getting a Christmas tree together.
When's the last time any of you saw popcorn on a Christmas tree? Wasn't that sort of tradition? Don't you put popcorn on a Christmas tree?
That was one of my suggestions for today, actually, because...
Let's get into the suggestions.
Yeah, you know, we were thinking about different green ways to make ornaments and things, and the popcorn garland is the classic. So
simple, cheap too.
Totally, and you know, you can basically pop a bunch of popcorn. I toss it in cinnamon. It smells great. Get the kids threading it.
I'd eat it all. It wouldn't last
totally.
till Christmas
You make
Day.
a bowl to eat and a bowl to thread, and then you're good. And you know, you do it with the kids, and it's great for little fine motor skills for the kids. And then when Christmas is over, hang it outside in the trees outside, and the birds can eat it. So it's zero waste. You know, feeds the birds in the winter. Fun for the kids to do. Smells great.
Isn't
nice
that
and
brilliant?
easy.
And Louise came up with some really neat things that are on the Esquimalt tree. Louise, maybe you could tell us what's happening in Esquimalt for the first time this year with the living trees, and the first time that they've been decorated, and how the Community Arts Council is involved.
Well, for the very first time this year, Esquimalt Parks and Rec is hosting an Esquimalt Live Christmas Tree Village. And it's going to run from December the 1st right through to the 29th at the Esquimalt Rec Center at 527 Fraser. And the Township Community Arts Council was very proud to have a tree amongst the other community groups and businesses, and we chose to weave the arts and create opportunities for our little artists in the community. So we put a tree together focusing on getting people to pay attention to wildlife and really think about sustainable practices. So some of the stuff that we put together, starting with garlands, like you folks just mentioned, is we got burlap, and we cut the burlap into strips, and then we painted the burlap with reindeers and raccoons, so they're very jauntily peeking out of the tree. And we also made garlands out of spools, old wooden spools and plastic spools, that we recycled from our sewing baskets and stuff, and used natural wool and twine as the actual string. So that was a lot of fun as well. Now, these trees for the Christmas Tree Village are live 18-inch or 24-inch base trees, and they're actually going to be planted in Esquimalt in the spring in Sax Point Park and Gorge Park as part of the Earth Day celebration. So you can't get much greener than that.
They must look beautiful when they're all done up.
They really are. There's over 25 trees, and it's already been such a success that they've decided next year to expand it into the Archie Browning Sports Center, and also this year they're holding different musical celebrations in the next couple of weeks. So it's already a raving success.
Renee, you brought a book of, I believe, some more ideas, green ideas to decorate your home. What do you have?
Crafty plans. Yeah, my book of crafty plans. Well, you know, I am crafty. I run a school called Crafty School of Art, and I totally promote upcycling stuff with my kids that I teach, and it's so great because it's some things that they can do at home. I'm like the queen of making things out of toilet paper rolls, and actually this Saturday at the Bateman Center I'll be hosting, they're doing a Christmas Family Fun Day from 1 to 3, and they're inviting the local artists, some of the local artisans that sell their wares in their gift shop downstairs to come and demo their work, and I'll be there hosting a kids table where I'm teaching the kids how to make little owl ornaments out of toilet paper rolls, and it's super easy. You have everything you need at home to do it. So come on down to the Bateman Center and come and see me, and we can do it there together. But some other ideas I've got are, using things that you have at home. Newspaper instead of wrapping paper. Sounds a bit bland and gray, but you can dress it up with nice ribbons, some cedar fronds from the garden.
All these years when I didn't have time to go in and get wrapping paper,
Totally.
I just thought, why not? But here I am being artistic all these years.
You didn't even know.
Using newspaper,
Yeah. Well, I use newspaper or inside out brown paper bags from the grocery store. If you've got your hands on a bunch of those, they're great. Wrap it up with ribbon and dress it up. I always save my my Christmas cards that people give me for Christmas. They're great for keepsakes if you want to put them in a box and never see them again.
Right.
Or you could repurpose them by cutting out the decorations that are on the front and making them into gift tags the next year. Cheap and cheerful, right?
If you're listening along in your car or at home and you have an idea, please call us in. We'd love to hear it. This is all about Christmas decoration ideas. The number is 250-386-1161. This is the Vancouver Island green scene. Every 2 weeks, we talk about being green in the community.
Yeah, it's awesome on the island, in fact,
On
and
the
the islands.
Yeah.
There's so much going on here.
Sorry, go ahead, Louise.
Yeah, we had some more fun as well with owls. We made we got all the pine cones out of the backyards, the nice big ones, and we made owls out of them by putting cotton in between, and then we used pistachio nuts for eyes, and we had a great time with that. We also made you talked about recycled Christmas cards. We made Christmas trees out of them using chopsticks, the throwaway chopsticks you get from the Chinese takeout, and created trees out of those. So it was really, really great there. We also tried to weave some real fine art into what we did, and Francis was great enough to connect us with an artist, Marion Cummings, who did some beautiful art cards, and we had local artist Richard Wong also paint some recycled plastic globes for us. And one of the features of our tree I'd like to just quickly mention is Howard Borton is a wonderful local mechanic and artist, and he has created a beautiful bear called the Cycle of Life. And this is a 4-foot bear made out of recycled chrome bumpers. That is an absolute pleasure to see. It was part of our event Sculpture Splash last year, and it is an amazing example of repurposing and recycling pieces that would otherwise be thrown away into an absolute magnificent work of art. So it stands proudly beside our tree, and I'd like to make special mention of Howard today.
Let's go to the phones. Kathy, you're on CFAX 1070. Do you have a Christmas idea?
Well, I have something to share and an idea.
Okay.
I introduced, I may not have been the first, but I introduced the idea of garland, popcorn garland, around a tree. And one of the most poignant moments was when my grandson hit a knot in the line, and he wasn't sure if this was all right. And I said, just keep stringing it. And I mean, all of a sudden, he just became alive. It didn't have to be perfect.
It never has to be perfect, right?
No.
Beauty's in the eye of the beholder, right, ladies?
Isn't that the truth?
Kathy, thank you for your call.
I was trying to get him to play, and I mean, when he hit this knot, it sort of stopped him, and I said, "Keep going."
You're not finished, yeah.
And the other thing was, while he was doing that, my granddaughter was. I had brought. Construction paper, and so she was making modules. I don't know what she was doing, but she was having a ball, and that was what the whole experience was about. Was for them to enjoy themselves doing it.
Kathy, thank you for your call. We appreciate it, and she brings up a good point. Really, it doesn't have to look good, right?
Well, it can look good. It doesn't have to be perfect.
Right,
That's the
right.
point I think you were trying to make. And as a photographer, I'd also like to add that it's really fun to take your family photos and use those on the tree. What a great way to enjoy your family, see them on your own Christmas tree or your friends. I mean, have some fun with it. Take your photos and make some hanging decorations.
Do you have some ideas for wreaths that you put on door?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get to those in a moment. Sure. We are going to take a break now. More on this edition of Vancouver Island Green Scene. Louise, if you're listening, we're going to get you back on the line. We've got her back. Okay, we'll take a break. Much more to come when Cafe Victoria returns.
Call us 250-386-1161 or on your cell at star 1070. It's Cafe Victoria with Bruce Williams on CFAX 1070. Mornings with Al Farabee.
A manhunt underway in Kamloops after a Mountie was shot early this morning.
It doesn't matter where you are working as a police officer, whether it be in Kamloops or over in Victoria, any Mountie, any officer will tell you there is no such thing as a routine traffic stop.
On the next show, BC Transportation Minister Todd Stone joins us, traffic and weather, and tickets to see Jesse Cook.
Mornings with Al Farabee. Weekdays 5 to 9 on CFAX 1070.
All of the staff and drivers at Bluebird Cabs would like to thank you for your business over the past year and wish you a safe, healthy, and prosperous holiday season. Thank you from Bluebird Cabs.
Call by Saturday to save 40% on all cleaning services from Coit. Just in time for the holidays. Have Coit clean your home beautifully for 40% off. Carpets and rugs, drapes and blinds, upholstery and air ducts, even tile and grout. All cleaning services, all 40% off. Call by Saturday to save 40% on all cleaning services from Coit. Call now, 1-800-4COIT. That's 1-800-FORCOIT.
Okay, when we get to the mall, I'll hop out while you try and find a parking spot.
Less than impressed with your last big box store experience? Why keep circling non-stop or end up miles away when Capital Iron has everything you need under one roof? And plenty of free parking close by.
Mike Black here. 'Tis the season to shop for great presents, not parking spots. Capital Iron, 3 festive locations in Victoria, Sydney, and the West Shore.
There's no Christmas store like it.
Are you working on a new reno for your home? Or are you building a brand new home? Are you thinking about your appliances yet? If not, you should be. Shop at Lansdowne Appliance, Victoria's designer's choice for the best deals and selection. How about a brand new precision dispense Whirlpool Duet Laundry Center? Or how about that amazing new Blue Star gas range? No matter what your appliance plans are, Lansdowne has you covered. Lansdowne Appliance on the corner of Douglas and Kings and at lansdowneappliance.com.
What do you see, people? What do you see? At the Elder Care Foundation, we see how things like animal-assisted therapy, art programs, specialized equipment, and home-like enhancements can really make a difference in the lives of our elderly. Look closer, see the need. Give generously to the Elder Care Foundation. Call 250-370-5664 or visit www.gvef.org.
CFAX Sunday. The biggest stories of the week, revisited with all your favorite hosts. Sunday morning at 8 on CFAX 1070.
Welcome back to Cafe Victoria. Bruce is off, but the segment that we do here every 2 weeks, Vancouver Island Green Scene, it's here. We have Frances Littman, Renee, Sala, Louise Ryan, 3 people heavily involved in the arts community here in Vancouver Island with us. Louise is over the phone. Louise, do we have you back right now? Are you on the line?
I do. I'm right back here.
Sorry about that, Louise. Good to have you back. We said before the break we are going to talk about wreaths. My experience with wreaths is limited. My mother took, I believe, a 2-week course a few years back. She wanted to make her own wreath. It was at the community center. It looked beautiful, but there's something that really anyone can do, and they're easy to make, aren't they?
Oh yeah, for sure. And there's lots of different ways you can do it. You know, typically people will go out and gather greens from the trees that have blown down, or they'll trim their cedars and make wreaths out of things like that, natural things that they can find, which is awesome. But I also enjoy teaching and making wreaths teaching how to and making wreaths with recycled things like newspaper, cardboard, things around the house. And so any wreath that you make has to start with a base, you know, so the cardboard, I make a cardboard ring, cut a cardboard ring out, make cones out of newspaper and staple it around the outside, add some little buttons and things for embellishments, and you've got a beautiful wreath. There's so many different things that you can use.
Louise, any addition to making wreaths?
Oh, I've seen people also use tea bags to make beautiful Christmas trees and embellishments on wreaths, and it's really quite effective. In addition, if you're recycling some of the items within your house, you can actually really kind of jazz it up using straws or even plastic spoons. So if you're looking for some way to use, you know, some of these plastics that are just going to go into the landfill anyway, why not recycle them and, focus on the gratitude of having all these things and then make it into a beautiful art piece.
Every holiday season you see things that people make, whether it be on a tree or on a dinner table. Is there anything, Frances, that you've come across where you went, wow, that is really neat? You know, that took some creativity.
Well, I'm actually still going, tea bags? Wait a minute. I want to hear about the tea bags. Let's talk about that for a second before we move to that.
Well, were they, back to you, Louise. Frances wants to talk about the tea bags, and we will.
I'm trying to visualize this.
Just think of using the tea bags pinched at the top as the top of a Christmas tree, and then layering the tea bags all the way down on the different layers of the tree, and you'll see what I mean. It's amazingly effective.
Wow.
That's what I'm talking about, though. Things you see and you go, I would have never thought of that, but somehow it looks good.
Well, you know, there's so many wonderful craft shows on right now, too, and I think that's a golden opportunity for people to support local businesses, local artisans, and really find ways to make their lives and those of the community around them a little richer.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was going to suggest to marry those two things together. This Saturday morning, before I go to the Robert Bateman Center to do my workshop, I'll be at the Owl Designer Fair, which is at the Fernwood NRG, Friday and Saturday, and it's a beautiful show. They have all sorts of local artisans. They've got, anything you can imagine to find at a craft show. You can find it there, and I'll be doing a wreath making workshop there in the morning. So
one of our local artists who's part of the TCAC, Kade Hardy, made some beautiful African angels out of spools and fabric, and I think fabric is a piece that we've missed. You can save all the ribbon from the Christmas presents you get this year, use them for hangers for your ornaments on the trees, make angels out of the fabric and different things, and it's just amazing what you can create from those things.
And Vancouver Island Greenscene.org, is that right?
Yes,
Frances?
that's right.
More information on places to go, things that are happening.
People in our community that are really committed to seeing Vancouver Island remain green and be part of the scene.
We are going to go to the phones now. Caroline has been waiting patiently. Caroline, do you have a Christmas decoration or a green idea that would come in handy this time of year?
Well, when I was brought up with you ate your Christmas tree, your ornaments. We used to string, this is during the war where you weren't able to get very much. And we used to, if we were lucky enough to get oranges or even a few Japanese oranges, we would thread them and then put cloves in them and hang them on the tree, which would give you the scent. And the little matchboxes, the tiny ones, we would take the silver paper from the cigarette packages and wrap them and thread them and put the nuts and raisins and stuff in and hang them on the tree. And also my dad used to make meringues and color them and different shapes and stuff, and we'd hang them all on the tree. And then usually we called it Little Christmas. A week after actual Christmas was the time that you ate everything that was left on the tree.
I love it.
That is great. Caroline, thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
I mean, really, it's anything you can think of.
Really.
It can be...
The oranges with the cloves in them was always a wonderful Christmas tree decoration to have. Yeah.
Well, I think what we've got to realize, it's simple, it's easy, and we can have some fun. And at these dark days of winter, what a great way to brighten it up and bring your friends into the process. You don't have to even be creative. You don't have a creative bone in your body. You can still do something that's kind of perks you up and makes it a sunnier kind of day.
One thing we haven't talked about are the angels at the top of the tree. I know that in kindergarten, I'm sure one of those years I made an angel and brought it home to my mom. I don't know if it made it many years after that, but angels are another thing that people can make. Very easy to do, right, Renee?
Yeah, I don't know that I've actually made that many angels, but
Louise
really
probably has.
Louise, have you made an angel?
Yes, we make angels.
There you go. Of course we do, she says. Yeah.
I'm more of a star kind of girl at the top of the tree. So, again, stars you can make out of almost anything. Twigs that you collect outside, you kind of tie them together and make stars. Cardboard wrapped in tinfoil,
We've got about 5 more minutes here. So, Louise, we'll go back to you for a second, and maybe we'll just go around the room one more time. One more idea. Is there something that stands out to you this year? If someone's at home thinking, all right, you know what, I want to get busy. I want to make my house festive. What's one more idea?
Well, I totally suggest starting to go through your closets of all the things that you don't use, things like old candles, look in that junk drawer, see what's there, and just use all the abundance of what you have to create something. We used old candles and some moss to make birds in nests and put those on the tree, and so I really suggest that, yes, support the local artisans, support the local artists, but also look at what you already have and use it, because that's what it's all about.
I was going to say, that's what being green really is, right?
Mm-hmm. Way to go, Louise.
Louise Ryan with the Township of Esquimalt Arts Council. Louise, one more time, you have some Christmas trees on display, right?
We do, and so do the other community groups from December 1st to the 29th. Please come in and vote for your favorite tree. When you cast a vote, you're entered in the 12 days of giveaways. We have included, thanks to Francis and the Robert Bateman Center, one of the 12 days of giveaways will be 2 family passes to the Robert Bateman Center. And so investing in our own community here, and these trees are being invested in the future, and it's just a way to keep paying it forward. And I really want people to support this event and cast their vote not only for our tree but for the others there. Some of them are just amazing. The Esquimalt Photo Club, for instance, here's another idea, have used photographs of their families and their people and the people in the community and decorated their tree with those. A lot of the other community groups for Buccaneer Days and Celebration of Lights have taken their themes and taken it one step further. So go enjoy. It's a wonderful event, and it's an investment in the future of this community.
Renee, Sala, over to you. One last idea.
I think my biggest thing at the holidays and any time of year really is to get kids and parents doing stuff together, because there's lots of different ways you can send your kids off to go and have fun doing this, but you're still stuck at home doing the decorations, so you might as well do it together and have some fun and try not to spend money at Christmas. You're going to spend it on other things. So use what you've got, make new things, make old things new again, and enjoy some quality time with kids.
Frances Littman?
Well, being a photographer, I'm not a painter, but I certainly like to try my hand at art. And recently took an art class and looked at my piece of work, my watercolor, after it had finished drawing. And this was through the Community Arts Council. And I thought, what a horrible piece of work. But if I could cut it up in little pieces and put little hangers, I had little miniature watercolor paintings to put all over my tree that I don't have yet. But there's an idea. There you go.
Just do something, really. I mean, get out there. If you need to decorate your home, before you go to the store, before you go buy something, think about what you can do in your own home. The website, VancouverIslandGreenScene.org. Is that right?
Yes, indeed.
.org.
Well done.
All right. Thank you, ladies, for joining us.
Thank you.
All right.
Christmas.
And
Okay,
Merry
Merry
Christmas to you
Christmas.
guys as well.
Happy holidays.